Oh, my camera's covered. This is going to be fun. I'm already not quite with it. All right. Hello, 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 everyone. Kim from K&RP here in southeastern Manitoba. It is a humid 27 degrees Celsius. With the humidex, it's 35 Celsius, which is 81 degrees Fahrenheit with 95%, 95 degrees with the humidity. It is warm. I am hiding in my basement. I love it here. Welcome, Barbara. Welcome, Kel. Nice to see you guys. I'm so glad that you're home, Kel. That's a wonderful thing. It really, really is. So today I want to do some paperclip dangles. I was cleaning. You know how us crafters clean. Well, hey, Roll. Welcome. Wind chimes. I'm not sure which wind chimes you're talking about. Anyway, Uh, yeah, wind chime. I love wind chimes. Did you make some? I haven't done wind chimes for a while. I actually leave wind chimes up to the husband. Oh, paper clips. Yeah. No, I'm doing paper clips. Yeah. So as I was cleaning, I was sorting through that big box of papers that I found, and then we got sidetracked doing masks. So when the live was over, I was cleaning and I made some paperclip dangles, and I had a lot of fun doing them because I was using stuff that I have on the desk 99% of the time. We all know I've always got a stash of flowers. The only thing about the paperclip dangles, I try and do them light. I don't overbead the tails. Let's put one. I don't overbead the tails because I find that they get very. All right, I can't wait to see roll. I don't like them overly heavy because even this little bit makes them heavy enough that if you've got them on just a regular magazine page, you open up the book. Yeah, it's cute, it's pretty, but if you hold it up, you know darn well the page is going to be weighted down. So when you do the dangles, be aware that it really does need to go on pages with substance or on a cover, a spine, something like that. But just on a straight magazine page, that's going to be a little bit on the heavy side. So I did a couple of different types. These ones aren't decorated yet. I'm hoping that we can do some decorating as well after I explain what I did. These ones I have the bulb pins on, and these ones I put safety pins on. Did that blur out? Safety pins. That is, I was watching Janet Nash do her heart shaped journal, and then I did play mosaic kind of thing with a coloring book page from a kid's coloring book. Hi, Stacy. Welcome, welcome. So I did it on a piece of tracing paper, and I had the picture, the coloring book picture underneath. And hi, Sherry. Welcome. I did bits on the tracing paper so that it's kind of clear, just showing how to use up scraps, right? So I did the flower and I thought it would fit beautifully on the heart journal, but I'm thinking that this journal I'm going to use to fill up with stuff that I get in swaps and things that others have sent me. Maybe that's the plan for this journal. Right now, I'm still just covering the pages with bits. So that's the heart journal. So these dangles I will consider complete. They're ready to be used. These dangles, the tassel on the bottom, some of them are scruffy looking. I haven't dealt with that yet. But let's just start covering some some paper clips. I just use these cheap paper clips you get from Dollarama. Quite often I find they don't really lie nice and flat. So when you're trying to do hidden paper clips and things, they're they can be a little bit more bulky. So I really like to use them. I'll use them anyway. I'll be honest, I will use them anyway. So I'm just going to take out a few paper clips. Doesn't matter. Just take out a handful, Kim. Just take out a handful. Put it away. Good. Okay. So when I use safety pins on them, I have little colored safety pins in here someplace. I like to put the paper clips on before I start. And I like the paper clip, the safety pin, to be enclosed. You can tell I don't have my glasses on. I can't even get a safety clip on there. Safety pin on. Goodness. Okay. So I like to put it through this hole at the very bottom of the safety pin, right? So I string that onto the paper clip, and I like it to go right in the far end, if that makes sense. These ones are big. My bulb pins, I get them on Amazon. I admit I get them on Amazon. I bought a pack. It had 3 different kinds in it. Silver, copper, and gold. And I think there's like 100 of each in the... Figured that would last me a while. Are you feeling better, Kel, now that you're home? A little bit rested? I'm just going to do 6, and then we'll cover them. And the bulb pins I always just add at the end. This end, this end, this end, and one more. Yeah, I wish I had a source here in the peg too, because, we know. So paper-wise, I use scrap. I use leftovers. I use stuff that it's going to be pretty much hidden anyway. Right? Like you wrap it around. You do see it on the back, but that little bit that's showing, I'm not overly concerned about. So I will use like a mucky print like this. Doesn't really matter. And the way I measure is I take the paper clip and I put it against here. And I know that I don't want it to cover both ends. So I just roughly guesstimate that I'm going to cut there. Just draw a little line. Don't always draw a little line, but I do. 8 colors in one pack, 8 colors in the other. Nice. I don't think I've bought from Wish. I think I've bought from AliExpress. And lengthwise, you just want it to go around 2 or 3 times. So I put the paper clip on the wrong side of the paper. Yeah, guesstimate. That's my type of measuring totally. And what I like to do is I hold it down and I put glue in the middle. Then I fold this one and I push it into that glue. And then I just roll it around. Around and around. Okay, that's 3. It's gone around 3 times. So now I'm going to trim it. And then you end up with little scraps that, mine are going to go in my bits book. I think I'm just about ready to start a second bits book, or maybe I should do another snippet page. Okay, so now we've got the paper clip covered. I'm just going to put it aside to dry a little bit and do these others. Let's use this green with a stencil kind of thing about here. Okay, so these are, let's measure. For those of you that need to measure, these paper clips are 2-inch paper clips. And the piece of paper I'm using is about 1.5 inches wide. For those of you that need to measure, 2-inch paper clip, 1.5 inch wide piece of paper. Again, whatever kind of paper you happen to have. You could use magazine page. You could use gel prints. You could use construction paper. You can use book page. You can use whatever you have. I am using gel print bits because I have lots. So you get close to the end and you just put glue on it and you roll it into it and glue it down. Whoop, it slid. So you can cover in paper, you can cover it in fabric, you could cover it in whatever your heart desires. And the reason I like to have both ends open is so that I can put dangly stuff on this end. You don't always have to. You could just have this totally covered, enclosed in paper, and just decorate it nicely. Does that make sense? Am I going too fast? Any questions? Look, I have hot glue stringies all over my scissors today. Are your cats still really glad to have you home, Cal? Awesome, Barbara. And you can use any kind of paper clips. You could use 1-inch paper clips. Yes, they're much more fiddly, but they are so cute when they are done. So cute when they are done. Yeah, they're so glad to have you home. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with all these dangles. I'm just enjoying making them. I go through these stages where I have to make 100 of something and then I don't have to make them for a while. Then I forget that I've got the 100 of something because I put them away. And then I have to make more. Anybody else have that thing? This is a edge of a gel print. I'm going to cut the white. I think that might still be too wide. Just a bit. It's not a paper clip this way, Cal. It's a dangle. I'm not using it as a paper clip at all. That'll save. These ones they're totally dangles. I'm using it as a armature, like the structure. It's a great way to use up paper clips. I have a penchant I love office supplies, and I buy office supplies often, and I don't need any more office supplies. So I probably have 3 or 4 bags of paper clips, and now it's like, okay, come on now, you got to do something with them because I've got little, see, and that's what I do with them, exactly that. I make a mess. Well, that was fun. You know what? I'm just going to leave them. We'll just take the ones out that I'm working on. We'll put them on this side of the mess. Yay, Kim, go! Okay, that one, that one. What's this? This is when I'm done. Oh my. So I have what? 3? 4, 5. I have one more with a safety pin on it. Yeah. You know, everything has more than one use. Everything. I've done little um, altered paper clips on these little itty bitty ones. They are so cute, but they are so fiddly. Okay, so I can't find my 6th one. Okay, let's just add I'll find it when I least expect it. Do you know how that works? Because it's probably one of the ones that hit the floor. Yes, Sherry. I know that feeling. I do. And then my kids come in and grab stuff, and it's like, thanks for shopping at mom's. Okay, back to I've got 3. I've got 3 here. Those go over there because but don't you find it nice to have all this stuff around you that you have made and completed? And I mean, it gives me pleasure to have all our bits around that we have made. And I mean, a lot of our furniture my husband has made. So my house is full of things that my dad's made, my kids have made, my grands have, it just brings me joy. Yeah, Stacy, me too. As I said yesterday at your live, because I used to sell, I had lots and lots and lots of stuff. So when my girlfriend started uh, helping hands kind of thing, where you would have a family in need that you helped support with blankets and um, cleaning supplies, whatever that you could get donated to help this family out, pots, pans, dishes, and then you would take it to them. I gave her all my stuff so that the families could come and Christmas shop for free so that they could have presents for their family members, because even though we have the hampers, you don't necessarily, you say you've got a daughter 6 and a son 10, and people buy gifts, which is lovely, but you don't really get much choice in what they get. And even though some of my stuff may not have been their kids' choice, they got to choose the earrings for their teenage daughters. They got to choose the stuffies for their young ones. They got, dishcloths and whatever I had went. Bookmarks. It was just all of it. All of it went. Yeah, my dad made a lot of furniture. I have lots of my dad's furniture, some of his paintings. Well, one of his paintings. My sister has the rest of the paintings because I went for the furniture. Um, but yeah, grew up with homemade stuff. Oh, thank you, Barbara. So yeah, giving away the jewelry and that kind of thing. I had like little coin purses. To me, that's what it was about, that I could help somebody in need. I don't have spare money to do it, but I have stuff. I have stuff. But unfortunately, she couldn't get funding for that program. And then her vehicle died, so she couldn't do deliveries. So I think somebody else took it over, so I'm no longer involved. Yeah, I have dishcloths, but I mean, my kids abscond with that kind of stuff. And now that I've got two grands living on their own as well, they like having dishcloths and scrubbies and tea towels, whatever. So I still can make that kind of thing and have it, but there's only so many dishcloths you can make. Although I did find a site where I think it was a dishcloth a day, and every day you knit or crocheted a different kind of dishcloth. So you would have a multitude of different patterns. Okay, so I have these ones covered in paper. Just make sure that's glued down. So now the idea is to decide how to decorate, right? So with these ones, I don't know how well you can see, but I did put a little piece of lace, some fibers, a blingy thing, because I have a drawer full of blingy things. And then I did one of my flowers with a little bit of leaves on it. Yeah, those two. But like I say, I can make those still. And at Christmas time, that's what my family gets. They get a year's supply of tea towels, dishcloths, scrubbies. I make spice mixes. I do cookie dough. Um, I don't bake the cookies anymore because sometimes you've got way too many cookies. So I make a bunch of different batches of dough, put them in cookie shape, freeze them flat on pans, throw them in a bag, and they got raw cookie dough that they can bake. So, what do we want? Let's put some lace on these ones. I actually have these as well. Not sure what I want to do for the dangly part yet, so let's build them first and see. These ones I wanted to do more like a little tassel, so I took a whole bunch of crochet cotton because I have lots, and I just looped them through, put a drop of glue on. So some of them are on the ratty side, so you just go in and you trim. But I'll get to that part later. So let's see. Let's see. I have this lace. I have this fun polka dot material. Not sure what I want to use yet. Um, got more lace and things. I've got this really wild, funky yarn. I actually am planning on doing a series of use your yarn if you don't knit or crochet, just how to use your yarn. Any alternatives to crochet thread? Yarn. More yarn. You could use cheesecloth. You could use the reason I've got lots of crochet stuff. Thread, regular thread works great. A little piece of jute. On what did I use that on? I had one of the clusters or something I just did recently. I used onion bag, embroidery floss, definitely. A little piece of ribbon. That works. I've got lace, lots of lace. I don't want to use that stuff with the beads. Bane of my existence. Uh, Fabric that kind of pulls a little bit, like frays, and has a bit of a interesting raw edge is nice to use. Because basically, this is such a big piece, you need like that piece of fabric, right? This is a scrap busting project. Totally scrap busting project. I do like that. I'm gonna keep some of that out. That's too plain. If you have any sort of ribbon, any sort of like little fabricy bits, I've got this that I can use. If you have one of those old Hawaii lei things that, you know how we have those Hawaiian nights at some nightclubs, bars, whatever, you could use something like that, take it apart and cut a couple of the petals off the flower. You could use jigsaw puzzle pieces, you know, you can use that as the focal point on the top. But yeah, you don't even have to have fabric or anything underneath if you don't want. You could do a cluster, so you could put a ticket with piece of book page behind. Anything works. You've been banished from those kinds of places. Should I ask why? Okay, so I'm going to use this on two because I think those are cute. But still, once you start adding stuff, other stuff, you don't necessarily see it. So these two have fabric. Let's do a couple with lace. And I think I want it kind of to go at an angle because on those ones you really can't see the lace. So I'll do two with lace. I'm just going to cut roughly the same size pieces. They are about 2 inches. Piece of lace. I've got this cute little leafy flower thing. So yeah, I guess I'm just kind of working this like I would a cluster. I've got this nice orange here, so that could go with the orange, and this could go with this one. I'm not looking to match really much either. I'm just using stuff. That could go on that. I have another piece of this. Let's use this. And it doesn't matter if you've got the seam side up or the seam side down. Really doesn't matter. Got this blue. And you know what I've got? I just had it in my hot little hand. And I can't see it on my desk. Come on. Come on, come on. What have I got? Ah. Funky, sparkly purple curling ribbon. Yeah, this is kind of like comedy review here today, guys. Sorry. It happens. I admit. Oh, use that for something else. I'm going to use a longer piece and I'm going to curl it. Glue it down and curl it. Why, you ask? No reason. No reason. Because sometimes you just get that idea. So now comes the really, really, how about that ladder yarn? It is, I moved it and I have no idea where it went. I moved some furniture here over the weekend and um, all my bins of yarn I moved, they're buried. They're buried. Got to kind of use what I've got. So I do this really the hard way. I put a blob of glue down and I just kind of stick that. Because this here's a scientific um, way to do this. You need glue. You need you know. Oh, is there a right way and wrong way to this lace? No, it's just a very strange flat lace. It's got quite a bit of texture, but it's the same on both sides. Oh, did I make someone seasick? Sorry. I don't know how well that curling ribbon is going to glue down. We'll find out. I'm sure other things that are on it will help stick it down. So, as I say, if you're using these in the journal, make sure that the page is quite stable, quite thick with other things, because this really will um, what will it do? Weigh the page down. So those ones, yeah, don't know how well it's going to stick. So I'm going to take a couple of clothespins and stick it on with a clothespin, piece of plastic or wax paper so it doesn't stick to it. So I just have a piece of parchment paper. The glue doesn't stick. So I'm just going to put that over so that my clothespin doesn't stick to it. And I'll leave that to dry a little bit. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Curling ribbon doesn't want to stay straight because it's old. And another clothespin. Again, like I say, it's so scientific, guys. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, so I'm just going to put these over to the side to dry. Hopefully. So now we're down to however many I've got here. 10? 10. Um, so I really like these polka dots. I think they're a lot of fun. I love polka dots. So what I'm going to do is I have a jar of feathers over here. And you're all going, feathers. When are we doing the clothes? clothespin project. How about if we do the clothespin project on Sunday? Does that work? We can do clothespins on Sunday because Friday I'm having an open thing and we're going to have guest crafters, but we're all going to work on I don't know what. Does Sunday work, Barbara? And if you have cats, just a heads up, I've done something with feathers and my girlfriend's cat stole it just because it liked the feathers. I'm going to use these orange feathers. Oh, there's a red one. Oh, look at this lovely blue one. Maybe I want to use that blue. I'm going to use that blue one there. I don't want feathers on all of them, but we'll put feathers on 3 of them. Those are too big. Too big. And I'm not dumping them all out because we know what happens. Nope, those are too big. Look, I've got a little polka dot one. I'll use that one. Now I'll tuck all these back in. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it on Sunday. You just have to have clothespins by then. Wooden clothespins, folks. We're going to paint up some wooden clothespins. So I think I want the feather to go like this. Because it's got a little bit of a tassel. That one's going to go like that. And you are so cute. I'm going to put you on this one. Oh, wouldn't it look nice with that lace? Feathers and lace. I like that. Okay, bit of glue. Bit of glue. I have to use up all these bits of supplies. You know, I could donate them to a daycare, I suppose. And maybe I will. But you know what? I like playing with them too. Okay. Dollar. I like it. I like it. So I've got some feathers on those. These ones, I think I am going to put a little bit of some crochet thread. This is that really fine stuff, Stacy. So much more like thread than anything. And again, I just take um, a bunch of, I just back and forth it kind of thing till I've got about 6 or 8. And then I cut the ends. You like this really thin stuff? I really can't use it anymore. I've got this and I've got pink and I've got this blue. This blue is part way between the green and pink and the a crew. I don't have any clue as to what the weights are because I get it like this. So this is green. Let's use some green on here. So again, what I do is I just put a dot of glue down and I put them on, and I just make sure that all the glue is touching, you know, all the threads are touching the glue. Closer, come closer. See? Big blob of glue. Wispy stuff. I like wispy stuff. Um, I've got lots of that blue. Let's use some pink with this lace. Okay, 10, 20, 30. I gotcha. So then this stuff would be a 30 because it's like a sewing thread. You get your cheesecloth from No Thrills? I thought I was out of cheesecloth, so I bought a new one. Guess what? I wasn't. I'm sure you guys can relate. So I have enough cheesecloth to last me the rest of my life for the amount that I use it. So again, blob of glue, make sure the threads are in it. Hold it down. I've got this blue. Let's use some of this purple yarn stuff. I don't know where this came from either. So many of my friends have parents going into personal care homes and stuff that they go, "Oh, Kim, you can use the yarn, or you can use such and such." So then I end up with fair bits of things. You know how that works. All right, so this is a little bit thicker. I think I'm going to split that and put it on two separate ones because that's an awful lot, it looks like. Yeah, it's much thicker. I know that people use cheesecloth when they do canning and stuff. I have never used it. I think they use it for straining off the juice from if you're making jellies. They put the pulp into a cheesecloth bag or whatever and let it strain. I've never bothered doing that. Okay. I don't think I've been to that Dollar Tree. The one that I normally go to is um, by Crossroads in one of the malls there. For those of you that don't know, Barbara, Sherry, and I live within probably half an hour, 40 minutes of each other. They live in the city that is closest to me, and I occasionally get to the city, but not as often as I used to when I was working, obviously. So I've got one, two, three more that need some sort of fibery something. I got no. It would be nice if I had a yellow yarn. I think I'm just going to take one of this bit of purple. I'm going to cut it in three. No, no, Barbara, it's mine because my car is a 2005 and it's got a couple of issues. So I don't want to take it on the highway because, I mean, I do come into Winnipeg, I just don't do it often. And I could take my husband's truck, but it's a standard, and the stop and go at the lights. It's not that I can't drive stick. My arthritis plays up if I'm not careful. So this yarn isn't sticking to the blob that I did, so I'm putting another blob on top just to make sure it's good and wet and it's going to stick down. And it's not your fault, Barbara, because you're not as used to driving highway as I am. It's we will get together before the summer is over. Hopefully within the next few weeks. So I've got these two left. I want something fun and something. Let's use more pink. Yeah, but I mean, like I say, if you're not used to driving highway and it causes stress, then it's not your fault. We will get together. It's just going to take us a bit. I mean, if I was 10 years younger, I would have no problem driving that poor old wreck of a car into town. But now, it's like, I'm not as confident of my not using sailor language if something would happen and I had to stop at the side of the highway, if you get the drift. The red flowers on the yellow ones, yeah. I think I'm going to end up putting these crochet red flowers on the very top of those ones. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see just how heavy these dangles get. If they get too heavy on the body when I'm working them, then I don't do much of a dangle kind of thing. Does that make sense? Between the paper, these ones? Oh, those ones. These ones? And the bright yellow? It's kind of fun. Wait, wait. Okay, there we go. So if I take this, oh, it was going to be a corner, but that's okay. I have this little hole punch. It's a Recollections 5/8 inch. And I'm going to go from this side because I'll still be able to make a shorter corner tuck is all. Not that I need any more corner tucks either. Have you seen the corner tucks I've got? Oi! So then I could put something like that. Didn't trim any of my strings. Something like that. You know what? I don't need an excuse to use sailor language. I really don't. I think, I think, therefore I am. Um, growing up in the north end of Winnipeg, you had to be pretty tough when I was a teenager. So I have a feeling that a lot of my language stems from that. Yes, I'm definitely going to use those red flowers and yellow dots. I like it. So I'm just using green again because I have one more. Yeah, I came across these when I was cleaning too. It's like, when did I make those? And that stuff, I used to do a craft called bunka. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's Japanese thread painting, and it's a punch needle embroidery. And from a distance, it looks like an oil painting because the differentials in the colors are so gentle, like um, they blend so nicely. So I have a bin of this stuff left over from the kits that I did, kind of like diamond dots. You know how you have the extra diamond dots? Well, I have lots of this, and so I think I got 5 of these out of one strand of that thread. It's a rayon thread. And what you would do, I have glue on my fingers, sorry, is you kind of take a needle and you put it in the end of the thread, and it gets a little bit of a fray to it, and you pull it, and you get a fuzzy um, I'll show you in a minute because it's a woven thread. Use a needle, Kim. So it's got this, and then you pull it. Wrong one. You pull it. I have no nails to do this with anymore. So then you get this really cool thin strand from it, and that's what you use for doing the embroidery. So I just used the whole thread to do this, but that would probably make very interesting crocheted flowers out of as well. See, I could have used that. Next time, next time, next time. Okay, so now I've got this stuff. Now I have to decide what I want to put on top. So we already agreed that I'm going to be using these and the yellow dots. So I want 2 of these. I'm trying to decide, do I want 2 or 3 yellow dots? I think one above and one below kind of thing. And this in the middle. Maybe not necessarily with the purple. Something like that. I think maybe on the red flower. 1 yellow dot, the flower, and the feather. I like that much better. Feedback. Okay, so that one's going to go like that. I don't know what I'm going to put on that purple one. See, that yarn is not sticking. So when I put something on top of that yarn, I will have to clip it down as well. So I'm going to glue this one down because I know how it's going. And then on this, oh, wait, there's more. I have these sequins, these butterfly sequins. So I'm going to put the yellow dot, and I'm not outlining it in black or anything. I'm just putting the yellow dot down. It's going to go right there. And then this flower, I'm wondering if I might end up having to hot glue gun that flower down instead of just white glue. And then, what about a blue butterfly sequin there? Yes, no. And normally I would sew the sequins down onto fabric, but it's just a dangle. I'm just gonna stick that butterfly right here. I think I want another yellow dot under that flower. And we're going to put a clothespin on that. Give you another look before I take it away to let it dry. So once this one is dry, I will consider it done. Unless things start falling off. So that one can go to the side to dry. Um, how about with this green? This one is only going to get one yellow dot. Because I have a drawer full of bling that I want to use, not to mention the diamond dots, etc., etc. So I don't have orange. I've got green, red. Let's use a green dot. Just a green dot. I'm going to put it right there. That kind of comes in with the green threads that are on it. So this, I do know that when I use these blingy things, I have to clamp them down, clamp the flower down, put that one to dry. Then we've got this one. It needs something orange, something pretty and orange. What kind of flowers do I have left? Don't think I have any little flowers left in here. But I can always make an orange flower because I can. I have paper. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Um, do. There's got to be an orange flower. Thanks for coming, Barbara. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Got some leaves, some fun leaves. So I think I'll use two of those leaves and see, I've got little flower things and stuff everywhere, guys. Really. Here's a fun orange flower. Got a yellow one as well. What do you guys? What do you guys? Nope, just blank. Those are left intentionally blank. So far, I've got that one. Have to admit, I really like doing floral clusters, but that probably comes as no surprise to any of you guys. No orange flowers there. I really want an orange flower. Okay. Okay, it's going to have to be that one. Green leaves. Is this hot, humid weather really irritating to your breathing, Sherry? I am not having a good time with this. Not at all. Not at all. Guess maybe I should have outlined those leaves, but that's okay. I can come back with a marker and quickly do that. I want to put something blingy at the bottom here. Maybe a butterfly. Green butterfly. Hey Pam, welcome, welcome. Having a blast with you with the stories. Not sure I like the butterfly. I think I'll use a yellow. I'm making paperclip dangly things. So far, I'm, you know, waiting for stuff to dry. I really think those stretched denim pamerals are very cute. Very cute. You always do such a lovely job. I do not have patience to sew, says she who uses dots of paper, right? Is it a big park? Like, does it have play structures and stuff on, or lots of walking paths? Small play structure? Yeah, we have quite a few little pocket parks in town here. I think there's one like in every neighborhood, so to speak. Oh, so you had a picnic lunch there? I like picnics. I haven't had a picnic in a long time. I used to like taking my grandkids out, fly kites, and have a picnic. But now they're too big for that. Too big. Too big, too big. Okay, I need some flowers. Back to the flower hunt. We'll use these. Just use these. Your new ones, the shorts, those are very cute. That flower is really kind of dark, isn't it? I wonder if we could lighten it up with some color. Some colored pencils. Make it a little bit brighter. Nice. Is the park very far from your place? Oh, it's provided for them. That's nice. Even better. Even better. Those are really boring, dark flowers I've got there. They are, they are. Let's do some. Oh, how nice is that? That's awesome. Why do I just have this? Why isn't this colored? What? Why would I cut out just a piece of white paper? It's got to be two of them, and they got to be together somehow. So once I'm done with my live, Pam, I am going to go and take that story and put it all in order so we can see where we're at. Because somehow I think when uh, Melody put in about the going for burgers in this story, we kind of lost a whole track there with the tractor and everything. No, that's just a, I don't know. Anyway, I need some leaves. Is it a hot lunch or do they do like watermelon and here it would be roll kuchen, which is a deep fried bread, sweet bread kind of thing that they have with the watermelon. I don't like any of these flowers. I'm gonna have to make some. Yeah, but a change is nice. Do they happen to see kids they go to school with when they're there? Like, is it a really nice social outing for them? Or do they kind of stick together? I know that my girlfriend, it was kind of funny. We were having a big 50th birthday party. And so we were all turning 50 the same year because we hang out with a lot of people we went to high school with. Pizza Pocket Calzone's nice. Okay, Sherry, thanks for coming. Um, so they came from a family of 8 kids. So they were really kind of impressed that, I needed a spare fridge for this party because we were having 150 people here at my place for it. And my girlfriend had a fridge that she could loan me. So she brought the fridge over so that I could borrow it. And they just kind of were flabbergasted that, they don't have friends that could do that because they say stay so close as a family. And I mean, I have a sister that's 11 years older than me, so it's different. That's nice. That's nice. And do they hang around? Like, you guys have, back and forth between the houses, the kids? Corn dogs. Nice. That's lovely. That's absolutely lovely. Kids go to their house. Yeah. Gives you a nice break, too. When my kids were growing up, we had next door neighbors, and their older daughter was the same age as my older daughter. And then they had a daughter that was kind of between my kids. Oh, trampolines. Oh, horrible things, trampolines. And it was nice because the girls were back and forth so much. It was like I had four of them instead of just the two. So in your neighborhood, I'm really curious because my girlfriend's kids, her they're married now, but the girl's husband had got a job down in Texas, and the kids were so used to playing outside. They were playing ball hockey on the street, and one of the neighbors actually said, you better keep your kids indoors because they might get shot if the ball goes in one of the neighbors' yards. And they moved back to Canada pretty darn fast. Like, is your neighborhood a safe neighborhood? Because I can't. We don't have the same kind of, everybody has a gun kind of thing. So it just breaks my heart that kids can't go out to play like they can here. Like, I have nothing against guns. Don't get me wrong. I just feel so bad that kids have to be so careful, and parents have to be so careful of what their kids are involved in. Okay, so I've still got these ones, and I'm kind of running at a loss for what I want to do because I was hoping that I had better colored flowers there, but I do not. I do have more flowers over here. I just don't know if I can get to them. I can. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, I've got orange flowers in there. I like orange flowers. Got some orange flowers here. I have a bin full of bits. And I know that doesn't surprise you guys. The problem with these little plastic cups is when you stack them, they get a little staticky, and the ones in the bottom kind of stick to the ones on the bottom of the top parts. See, like that. And then I get flower bits everywhere. Okay, let's see if I can do something with that. Yeah, definitely. I believe that. I mean, the same kind of thing here too, right? That some of our areas have gangs in it, not to the point where they're carrying guns or anything, but they do carry knives. And I definitely wouldn't want to be out there after dark. But I grew up in that area, so it, it's definitely kind of a tough one for me to see our neighborhoods going that way. I just feel for the kids the most. Like kids need childhood, and how do they get childhood if they can't go out to play? Not that kids go out to play now, I get that, because they've got their tablets and things. Am I digging myself a hole here, Pam? Just going, oh, that crazy Canadian doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. Yeah, yeah, that's me. But yeah, it really hurts me to see that kids can't be kids anymore. I mean, my kids were out from the time they got up in the morning till street lights came on, just the way I was when I was a kid. And whatever, whatever. Put your soapbox away. Yeah, I've my grandkids. Um, the older ones would go out and play. The younger two do, but he's the one that you drew on. Um, Not nearly as much because all their friends are on tablets and stuff, so they don't want to be out and about and doing that, right? They want to be like their friends. When we first moved out here, we had just farmers field behind us, and the kids would walk through the field over to the trees about half mile back and have a picnic in the trees. They wouldn't do it if there was a crop on, but in the spring and fall, that's what they would do. They would drag a wagon through the big ruddy field and have picnics. Okay, so that one's better. That now I'm happy. I wasn't happy the way these other ones were going. Needs a little blingy thing of some sort. Let's do a butterfly. Let's do a. You would think that there would be a pink in there. There is a pink, pinkish. Like that. Yeah. Do you think it's because you're probably much more lax with things that your kids get into compared to people who just have a couple of kids? Because even though I had two kids, I was pretty um, I was very watchful of them. And my girlfriend who had four kids, her kids would be doing all kinds of things that I just kind of went, really? You let your kids do that? Not that I was a helicopter mom or anything, but you know, there's just some things that she was much more free with her kids because, like I say, she had four, I had the two. Okay, there's another one done. Yay, getting there. Yeah. Do they try and get even with the top bar and then jump off? I think it was something like that that I was kind of like, eek, no. And my friend's just laughing at me. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, you know, you've probably seen quite a bit with the older ones that you're much more easy with the younger ones because you've had the older ones to learn on. Does that make sense? Oh, they like to touch the trees. Ah, I like that one. Oh, maybe I should put fish on a couple of these. Kids are very interesting critters. Uh, I have noticed, though, that my grandsons would do things that my daughters never would have thought of. Like, I grew up with a sister, I had the girls, and then I had all these grandsons, and the kinds of things that they do, my girls never would have thought about it. Things like, um, you can stick your finger in the pencil sharpener, just don't crank it. Why would you? What would even make you think of something like that? I don't know. Love them all dearly, though, even if they are, you know, make my hair gray. Just gonna cut some leaves because I didn't think to pull out leaves. Are they really good? I mean, when you're doing your videos and stuff, I can hear them in the background sometimes, and they're a little bit rambunctious. But when you're trying to sew and stuff, are they really respectful of just kind of bothering you when they really, really need something? Just drawing little leaves. My I used to do a lot of carving, and I would carve at the dining room table, and my kids would wake up and they knew darn well that I was carving, and then they would jump out and scare me while I was carving, which was always lots of fun when you got a sharp knife in your hand. Well, that's good. Do you get the feeling sometimes that they're only asking because they know that you're distracted? I got that feeling with my kids when I was trying to create a lot of times because I wasn't really paying attention to what they were doing. And next thing I know, I've agreed to them having something that they normally wouldn't get to have, that extra cookie or whatever, because I'd rather them have the cookie than. jumping out and scaring me while I have sharp objects in my hand. I think this is what takes me the longest when I make things, is because I don't have everything exactly that I want. And so then I make it. That's good. That's good that they are good like that. And I'm sure that they're pretty independent too. No, I'm not sure that I like just two leaves. Not necessarily a big fan of that. Good for you. I would have done probably the same thing. Either that or I'd have had a super silker. Game on. Yes, yes, yes. And did he jump? And did he stop? That's fun. That's lots of fun. Those are what the memories are made of. Oh, he didn't stop? Oh, yeah, then I would have got a super soaker for sure. So I'm trying to glue curling ribbon to these. And because the curling ribbon's plastic, it really wasn't sticking. So I wrapped it in parchment paper and pinned it with the clothespins. That stuck. That stuck. Oh, okay. Doesn't really want to curl. I was hoping I'd get a really nice tight curl. There we go. There we go. I love that picture. That picture is definitely does definitely go with the story. Can't wait to see where this story goes. But like you said, yeah, it would be nice if we had a couple of other people playing. Jan used to play all the time with me, but she's been working the last few days. Or, well, she's working today for sure. Oh, I like that. There it goes. Hint, hint. What are you hinting at? What are you hinting at, hun? Yeah, I don't know who else is here. It says we've got 5, so we've got some lurkers. Lurkers, we're running a story game in Meet Your Creativity, and we have Julie the mom and Timothy the son. Is his name Timothy? I can't remember. And we have Licorice the cat, whose name used to be Fuzzy Ducky. And we would really like input and more people playing with us because it's a lot of fun. And I like it because everybody adds different plot twists. It's the twists that are important. Wow. Again, talk much. Yes. Yes, it would be so nice if other people came and played with us. Although I think we're doing pretty darn good. I really do. Thomas. Thomas. Where did I get Timothy from? All right. So we have Thomas and Julie and Licorice. Oh, that's probably it. Because he's about the same age, right? As the star of our show. But we're having a lot of fun. You guys have to go and read it. There's lots of directions this could go into. So please join in. Please add your take on what's happening. Since we started it yesterday, I will be reading it on Sunday on the live. I'm going to put it all together because sometimes our comments aren't going in chronological order. Things are really out of context. So after my live today, I'm going to put together what we've got. And I guess, Pam, do you have any ideas of how we could do this so that we know who the last one who commented was so that we can get a better flow? Because the cheeseburger bit, totally, I didn't see that. It was not there when I did the next art. So I think we kind of have to fill in somewhere there a little bit, elaborate or something about the cheeseburger and the tractor. Oh, yes. The mom sure could. That sounds like it could be a darn spoiled cat. If you click all comments, it puts it in order? Really? How come I didn't know that? Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Had no clue about that. Oh, this doesn't have. It's okay. Well, now I'm going to have to go and do that. I'm not sure other people know that either. Maybe I'll have to put that in the header of the story, like where we first started. Yeah. Do you do that kind of thing with your sister or anyone, Pam? Your kids? That's kind of cute. I think it needs just a little wee blingy thing. Tiny bling. What about if I use diamond dots? So those of you who are just popping in, I am working on um, clothes clothespin dangles. No, paperclip dangles. I am trying to use up stuff that I have in my stash. Obviously, I've got paper clips. They're all over the table because I spilled that. It's kind of like a comic relief earlier in the program, the live. Oh, awesome! That's very awesome. So I made some dangles the other day, and I thought I would show you how I do it. So earlier on, I showed you how I took the paper clip and wrapped it in paper, and then just start adding bits of stuff that I have around. So I'm trying to use up some of this blingy stuff because I have so much of it. I didn't purchase it. It came with the craft drawers that I have. Um, so yeah, I've got lots of pretty blingy things that need to get used. The sequins are mine because I like to sew them down on bits of fabric and use them in my journals. You still have the story somewhere? That would be cool to revisit. Blast from the past. Are you still in touch with that friend, Pam? Wow, is my desk ever messy? I'm sorry, peeps. This is probably really hard for some of you to see. Oh, these are little squares. Okay. Let's see if I can lower the clutter content for those of you that this kind of thing bothers. That's like when the internet was first happening, I was on a carver's chat group and we played on a program called Powwow and it had a whiteboard. So quite often, there was just me and a couple of other people because it was way back 80s. It was 80s, very early 90s. And So they had a whiteboard that we could draw on. So we would draw all these wonderful pictures. You should send her the story and say, "Remember when?" So we still have these pictures that we did, and we did them for specific people, and because we would be laughing and chatting and getting off carving topic, and something about being chased by a chihuahua one day. So we drew chihuahuas. It was just an awful lot of fun. And we still have those pictures someplace as well in our computers. I think that would be great, like that kind of a blast from the past. I don't have things like that from high school. Okay, so I put some diamond dots on there. We'll see what that looks like when it's dry. They're just up here. You can still see the white glue. But when it dries, it should be a little bit of shiny, blingy stuff. Let that one dry. I think I'm going to put some bling on this one even before I start. I'm going to put 5 of those purple square dot things. Square dots. It's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? I think that one needs more glue. So, did you grow up in the city that you're in, Pam? Because I always find it interesting to hear, oh, we lived here and we lived there, and I have been within 30 miles of where I was born forever. Well, look, I've been on for an hour and 42 minutes. So I will stay on for another 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to say goodbye and go play with the story a little bit. Yeah, we moved out of the city in 1988 because where we were living was getting a little bit scary as my kids were getting older. The teenage kids in the area had some bad habits, not necessarily drugs or anything, but one of the teenage boys who lived across from us um, liked to go into through people's garbages and get the aerosol cans. Then he would spray it on his body and he would set it on fire. And I really didn't think my kids needed to see that sort of thing. Really, I didn't think so. So we definitely moved due to that fact. I just saw a dark purple heart. I think I'm going to put the heart on that one. Just going to do a bit of a doodle on this heart, and I'm going to add this heart to that one. Sorry, Cal, if you're still here. I have a white gel pen, and it looks like this. Okay. But you graduated high school there? Like, so you've been around there for a bit of time? We stayed where we were. Ron's parents moved to British Columbia in the 80s. And then, well, his sister lived there prior to that. And then his brother moved out there after that. And we stayed here. But, I mean, Ron still sees his friend. They were friends from kindergarten on. And we're in our 60s. So we've had the same friends forever. That's nice. That really makes it feel like home, doesn't it? And then my parents stayed in the city. My sister has moved all over the place um, because her husband had different jobs across the country. And Ron worked for the railway in Winnipeg, and so that was a good job. He stuck with it. We moved here in 88, and I went through culture shock from going from the north end to this small town. I always wanted to live in a small town, but this is part of the Manitoba Bible Belt, strong Mennonite community, and that is not anything that either Ron or I had in our lives before we moved here. So, not that we have it now, but it was definitely a culture shock for us. Well, me more so because he was still working in the city. But yeah, this one's going to be very plain, very plain. That's okay. They can't all be. I like that one though. Has I did a little paper heart. It's got the diamond dots and the curling ribbon. Just a plain tassel. I will consider that one done as well. Um, four more, five more, five more. Oh my! I don't think I'll get them all done in 12 more minutes unless I go very plain on all of them, which I could very easily do. How about if I do a couple of a nice green dot in the center of this? I had a whole bunch. Who's this? Did your siblings stay in the area too, Pam? I know that your sister is close. Do you have other siblings? I have the sister of the family that I was adopted into. She's 11 years older. She's the one that moved all over the country. And my birth family, um, brother and sister stayed in Winnipeg, but one sister moved to Alberta with her husband. This one, yeah. Do they visit or do you visit them at all? I have to admit, I'm very, very bad about visiting relatives. Well, that's nice. Some sort of flower in the middle here. Nope, don't like that. Don't like that thing. Nope, too big. That's nice when siblings visit each other. Like I say, I'm really bad about visiting. I don't travel well. Well, I travel better now than I did, but yeah. My sister in Alberta, I've only met once. My sister in the city, we don't see each other very often. My brother comes out to visit occasionally. I think I'm going to cut that one down just a little bit, make it a little bit smaller so that it fits the way I want it to. That's a nice thing about doing your own things is you make them fit where you want them to. Is this desk still too cluttered for people? This is how I work. I pour out a whole bunch of stuff on my desk. Then it doesn't all get cleaned up. That's why I end up with jars of mixed things. And how about if I put a butterfly on this one? Maybe a gold butterfly? I like that. I like that. That one definitely I'll be putting a dangle on. Pretty heavy. That green paper is quite heavy. Four more! Yay! So I think I have kept you guys long enough. I appreciate you guys being here, watching, visiting, keeping me company as I spill things all over the desk, and you know how that works. I've got, let's see if these are holding. I've got this one that we did. I like that little feather, little crocheted flower. We did this one. Got clips holding stuff down all over the place. We did, no, this one. I sure like my flowers. I do, I do. We did this one. It's got that lovely little polka dot feather. Did this one. That's one we just did. There's going to be a little bit more work done on that one when it's dry. Did this one with the curling ribbon, paper heart. And we did this one. This is the one with the little diamond dots at the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm missing one. Didn't that happen when I dumped? Oh, it's over here. And this one. This one too will end up with a dangle on it. I'll use this pink thread and do a dangle with some beads. All right. So thanks everybody for being here and keeping me company while I played and made a mess and had fun. And please go and check out Meet Your Creativity and join our story game. It's a lot of fun. It's nice to see how other people's minds work in that kind of a situation. I absolutely love it. Please, please, please go and play. And that's about all my news for now. Friday is going to be the first day that I do it on StreamYard where other people can come and join me. I think on Friday it's just going to be work on what you're working on. And then after that, once we kind of get into a role, then we can decide if we want to do ATCs or 3x4 cards or whatever. Just so that we're all kind of working on the same thing. Maybe we'll do a prompt. I don't know. But starting this coming Friday, it's going to be great, welcome to join me kind of thing. Sunday, we're going to be doing the painted paper clips. We're not necessarily going to be doing snowmen, but we will be doing the painted paper clips. Some of them have, these ones do not, but I put magnets on them and I used them as teachers' gifts for Christmas time. I did 3 or 4 for $5. They were a great sale item at craft sales at Christmas. And so, okay, so that's my next few lives coming up. Sunday also, I will be reading the story. We'll see how far we get and if there's actually an end to it or if we will be continuing. Look, I didn't even use the buttons that I pulled out. Okay, I'm going to put buttons on some of these last ones. And I will be posting these in Meet Your Creativity when they're all done. So thanks again for being here. I appreciate you guys visiting. And those of you in the balcony who are just watching, thank you for being here. And I will see you in other people's lives and chats. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Bye.